This is ASS Breaking News.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another Ask News special and exclusive. I am your host, Assman bin Licken. Brock Jurgensen is out on assignment right now, finding mayo in Damien's mom. We have a very special report for you this evening, especially with what's happening domestically with gas prices. We have with us today Jimmy Curtis. Hello, Jimmy Curtis. Welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, sir.
You're very, very welcome. So, Jimmy, with everything that's happening right now, especially with gas prices, you've come up with a shocking development on an alternative energy fuel for vehicles. How did you come up with this, and what is it exactly?
Yes, sir. I've been with so many different cars all over my life, and I just have to tell you that just giving it a little bit of TLC does the world wonders. And what I have to tell you is that if you basically tell your car that you're going to make sweet, sweet love to it, I think we found the solution to the gas crisis.
So when you say TLC and sleep with, what
correct.
Exactly do you mean? And also, how did you come up with this process? Like, how did you find out that this is the way to have an alternative type of fuel within the car? Do you have to be on a special diet before you pump your fluid within the car? I mean, how did this come about?
Well, I discovered that there was a new type of pump, and for me, it's about 3, maybe 4 pumps before you get some good, fluid in there. Really, I have to say, it was organic. This is organic fuel, and in all honesty, this could work.
I mean, 4 pumps is impressive. I mean, after a couple 1, 2, I'm actually out. So would you think that is to my advantage, so I can fuel up a little bit quicker?
Oh yes, I had to say that if you could get maybe those 2 pumps, at least maybe 3 or 4 times a day, you can get anywhere, brother.
That's great to hear, especially with the climate of how gas is right now, and it's very unaffordable for a lot of people out there. So this is a very good discovery on your part. How long has it been since you've been pumping your fluid into cars?
This goes back years,
into your car.
This goes back years, my friend, and I've gotten into a lot of trouble with a lot of friends and family because they're caused by looking at me funny. They give me the sexy eyes. I can't ignore them. They speak to me. They tell me, Jimmy, please, just one moment with you, 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Sometimes it's all
I mean, I was thinking a minute was pushing it over there. So
30 seconds, sometimes 10.
So they mentally talk to you in your head and seduce you and everything, or do they say like they're hungry and they need some pump in them? And do you do it in the exhaust pipe, or does it go through through the gas hole?
Brother, it is. I'm telling you, it is body language. They open their doors and they sometimes they got them suicide doors. Those are the extra sexy cars. I've been doing this. Look, if you want to make sure you save money on gas, just give your car a little pump, 1, 2. You don't have any.
And how many miles does a pump get?
0. You save money on gas because you're too tired to go anywhere else.
That's wonderful to hear. And in this climate, it's a really good way to save money. Just couple of pumps, sleep in your car, stay where you are, don't have to go anywhere.
No, sir. Not sleep with. Not sleep in, sleep with. Okay.
Oh, I apologize. Sleep with.
In the gas tank, not the. I mean, sometimes if you want to be extra dirty, you go in through the rear, through the exhaust. But sometimes nobody likes surprise exhaust sex. Okay.
I think I'm going to like the gas hole a whole lot. I cannot wait to tell Candace all about this.
Candace who?
Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military?
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
And I am Mujahed Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of Habibi Power Hour. How you doing, Jay?
I am doing wondrous. How have you been, sir?
Busy.
Busy? This is really, really good to hear. Our little gay incel unemployed lib has been busy.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Not me.
I bet M wouldn't have thought either.
Well, if you're just joining us for the show, I'm coming live to you from Rumble. Go ahead and check out our locals community. It's easily you can easily subscribe to. Follow us on Twitter at Siraj Hashmi Jay.
You're really coming in stubbly, and it sounds kind of cute too. Like you sound like a chipmunk.
Really?
Okay, you're good now.
Oh God, how bad was it?
I mean, it was bad. Maybe it was just on my side, but it was pretty fucking bad. I mean, it was bad enough to get liberal teachers all sprung up so they can start grooming you. Like you sounded like a little kid. You sounded like you were 6 years old.
Well, as long as you don't say gay.
Well, you can't do that in Florida. I'm in California. We say
yeah. So if you're just joining us, we are live on Rumble. Go ahead and check us out on Locals, and you can follow us on Twitter. We're also on Gather. Well, I'm on Gather. Jay's not on Gather because Jay will probably get banned immediately. I'm at Siraj Hashmi. Jay is at Asslickin. Spencer, our producer, is at Spencer. What is it? At Spencer, what is your? Well, it's right here. Right?
Here they are.
Yeah, but he's not in there. Is he in there? I don't know if he's in there. Whatever. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And all the things that you can check out. If you like merch, go ahead, check that out. Our website, habibibros.us. And are we forgetting anything else, Jay?
No, I think that's it.
No?
And
Ben Morrissey. Ben Morrissey, the list turn at Ben Morrissey 16.
Yes.
And Spencer is at Spencer_Sachs. Both of them are fired, however. So
absolutely, they have to be. We cannot keep them hired any longer. What are we drinking tonight, Jeff? We are drinking Angel's Envy. So I'm finishing a bottle off that I had, and then I'll be opening this bottle later.
I just started this bad boy.
Hells to the yeah. Let's do this. This is going to be a lit show. When you're drinking,
oh crap! I'm already
fuzzy. You got to drink. Habibis, if you're just joining us for the very first time, this is a power hour. There are certain rules. Every time Siraj goes fuzzy, you have to take a drink.
Yep.
Every time Siraj says essentially, or I say essentially, you have to say 100% and drink. And if you say 100%, you have to say essentially, and you have to drink.
Yeah. We have a cue. We have a cue now. We got basically every time Spencer throws up the drink, you got to take a drink. But
we're gonna get gas today.
Yeah, we are. I came into this show thinking about a few things. I just call it the latest bit of news surrounding Ukraine. And Jay, look, there's a whole lot going on in Ukraine, but the weirdest shit that's happening right now is the United States involvement with these quote unquote biolabs in Ukraine. Now, it wasn't a story. In fact, a lot of people were dismissing it as a conspiracy theory. And that was until Tuesday, when I believe the Undersecretary of State on Ukraine, Victoria Nuland, sat in front of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and received this question from Marco Rubio. I'm going to go ahead and
I only have a minute left. Let me ask you, does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
I'm sure you're aware that the Russian propaganda groups are already putting out there all kinds of information about how they've uncovered a plot by the Ukrainians to release biological weapons in the country and with NATO's coordination. If there's a biological or chemical weapon incident or attack inside of Ukraine, is there any doubt in your mind that 100% it would be the Russians that would be behind it?
There is no doubt in my mind, Senator, and it is classic Russian technique to blame on the other guy what they're planning to do themselves.
Now, what you heard there, that was Victoria Nuland, the Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs, and this was specifically, she said, essentially 100%.
100%.
Essentially. Anyways, for the 2 weeks that the Ukraine-Russia war had been taking place, because now we're 2 weeks in, there had been basically the assertion that Ukraine had bioweapons or bio research labs with very dangerous pathogens, very dangerous diseases, basically being funded in secret by the United States government. Does that sound familiar to you, Jay? Does that, I don't think I've heard that before. Has that happened in, I don't know, maybe the last 2 years or something like that?
Might have caused this whole fucking virus shit that we have going on right now. I mean, it could be. It could be. I mean, it's not like our government to lie about these type of things or keep them secret.
Yeah, why would they lie to us, Jay? Why would they lie to us?
It's not like they've done this before in the past many times over. Nah, come on, and have like the media cover for them on this shit? No, come on, you crazy. You crazy.
No, this is definitely not happening. Is it Jay?
Not.
Is it Jay?
Not at all. Like, it is definitely. Okay, so what's happening in these labs right now is that they're actually taking kids and injecting them with gay frog genes. And that is how we have non-binary now.
Now, for those of you who are listening to this, basically on replay, I just want to let you know that before Jay said that, we both put on tinfoil hats, so we can say whatever we want in the sanctuary of the tinfoil hat. What I think, Jay, is that in Ukraine, it's the poorest nation in Europe. They got these bio research facilities. this is all about curing the gays and curing the gay away. And they have a specific special relationship with Ron DeSantis, which is why you have the banning and the internment and the mass genocide of the LGBTQ community in Florida.
Fucking connect those dots, baby. That's
They're all
essentially 100%
the
what's
deal.
going on.
Yeah, for real though. I have to say there is some weird shit going on with the United States government. The State Department, and I think Spencer has this tweet.
I mean, when is there not weird shit going on with the United States?
Well, there's always weird shit going on. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, here we go. So the State Department tweeted this. They tweeted this out this evening, about an hour ago. Oh, was it 6? No, a little more than 9 minutes ago. Damn it. So the Department of State, can you zoom in on this, Spencer? You can do it. I believe in you.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So the Department of State tweets out this caption: fact, the United States does not have chemical and biological weapon labs in Ukraine. And this little image here that says the U.S. is in full compliance with its obligations under the Biological Weapons Convention and does not develop or possess chemical and biological weapons anywhere. Now, interestingly enough, before we went on the show, I thought it was just specifically saying, I thought it was only saying Ukraine. They said anywhere.
I know, they're anywhere. Develop or possess chemical and biological weapons anywhere. That is absolute horseshit. Honestly, I think that is complete horseshit. I do think we're doing some weird shit in labs, as everyone else is. Like, let's not play this fucking game pretending like no government out there is doing some weird shit with your dicks and DNA. They are.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a long track record as a government. And I mean, when I say we, I mean the United States government has a long track record of using chemical weapons and then denying it and blaming the other side. I mean, it's interesting how Victoria Nuland, at the end of that exchange with Marco Rubio, who, by the way, is a fucking coward for basically changing the subject when she brought up the initial oopsie moment, the initial reveal that, yeah, they have bio research labs in Ukraine, that they are concerned about Russian forces seizing. Now, Jay, I don't know about you, but it's not like they're studying fucking botany in these research labs. It's not like they're studying, climate
they're
change.
They're studying the benefits of my Zemzem and dates after you fast. That's exactly what they're studying over there, just to make sure that is 100%. Oh, this they're going over every surah. And Prophet Muhammad said that you drink a cup of milk and eat 2 dates after fasting, and you will have enough sustenance for the rest of the day. That might be why there's some bodies out there that have died, but
God. So this from A.G. Hamilton. If you zoom in on this one, you can use the word. There you go. A.G. Hamilton tweets out, Ukrainian biolabs are not a secret. They were public knowledge. This is actually true. They were public knowledge. A decade ago, we knew about this shit. But for some reason, they became a conspiracy theory just as soon as Russia started invading Ukraine. So AG continues to tweet, starting a few weeks ago, Kremlin sources started pushing a conspiracy that these biolabs were actually U.S. controlled and building bioweapons to be used against Russia to justify war as defensive. Now, this is from earlier today. I'm not going to read the rest of the thread, but you go ahead and check out that thread from AG.
It's a good thread.
Shout out to AG. One thing that I think is interesting, Jay, is the fact that up until now, in which we're actually asking questions about all this, before that, it was considered Russian disinformation to even suggest that the United States control biolabs in Ukraine. Like, I don't know, we didn't control anything else within the country. Maybe we didn't, like we didn't install a fucking puppet president to replace what's his name, Yanukovych with Poroshenko, because Yanukovych was basically
no, Yanukovych.
You Yanukovych.
Yanukovych.
I'm gonna nuke a bitch.
You nuked the bitch.
Yanukovych was in the pocket of Putin, not in the Obama administration, during the Obama administration. So what did they do? What did the Obama administration do? They enacted a fucking color revolution. They ousted Yanukovych, sent him into exile, sent him packing to Russia, installed their own guy with Poroshenko, and then you have a fucking civil war breakout as a result because Putin is fucking pissed.
Wait a minute.
What?
Where are you getting this type of stuff from? Hold on. Give me another example of the United States doing something like this, please.
Oh, they've never done this before. This is the first time they've ever done this.
It's just go in and install a different kind of leader. Come on, what is this talk? Please.
No, they don't do this. Man.
Yeah. United States.
This is the first. History began yesterday. History began 2 weeks ago, Jay.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So yes, while that's all happening, you have a bunch of neocon warhawks and neolibs, for that matter. Let's just call them warhawks, in general, trying to intercede on behalf of the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in implementing a no-fly zone over Ukraine, which essentially, Jay,
100%.
Thanks
for doing that while I was drinking. Like, while
I wanted to do it after. Honestly, I should have held off on it. It would mean that United States and NATO would own the airspace over Ukraine, and any Russian aircrafts, whether they were commercial, whether they were military, probably not commercial, but let's just say, unless you're Air India, of course, that would be the only commercial airline going through that bitch. Basically, that would start the next World War.
Oh, for sure. And I think it's a really dumb idea. I mean, look, at the very beginning, right here, right, like the UN and NATO, they've been fucking cowards over this stuff and over threats from Putin, all that kind of stuff. If they put the Ukraine into NATO, like when they were asking for it and stuff, and all these, we would have a different discussion because it's within the treaty, it's within all of these different kind of like regulations and everything. You're part of NATO, you're safe, we're there to protect you, all this kind of stuff, but you have to pay your fair fucking share, which nobody is doing. Nobody but the United States. We get ass raped every fucking time when there's an international fucking thing. And when you talk about it, they're like, oh, why are you so xenophobic? Why do you hate everybody else in the world and all this stupid dumb shit? But anyways, back to the main topic before I go off on a tangent. You're right. Putting a no-fly zone is fucking dumb as hell. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, Air India, they come in here, they say, sir, I'm going to fly right through Ukraine while everyone goes divert. I am going to, I don't have enough gas in this tank, okay, sir? Gas is $69 a gallon, sir. I am going straight to.
Very nice. It's a nice dollar amount. Straight through. I mean, World War III, look. What people need to understand, and like some people don't, like that Adam dipshit. What's his name? Adam Kazar. I have dicks up my ass. What's his name?
Oh, I
said dicks up ass, and you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Jizz finger.
Yes, it's Adam Jizzfinger from Dicks Up His Ass. So he was tweeting out shit about the UFC fighter, talking about like he's not willing to go and fight these wars for these people. Mitchell? But
Bryce Mitchell.
if anyone invades our country, he will fight to the death. And he's like, he's a coward. I'm like, no, fuck you. Why are you willing to send Americans to go die for this? Like, you can be against what Putin is doing and also be against sending any Americans out there to die. We can support them how we can support them. We can support them with weapons, with money, with whatever it is that they need, sanctioning the shit out of Russia, all of that kind of stuff. But this is a Europe problem. This is not the United States problem. And he brought up the example of World War II. When did the United States get into World War II? When? After Pearl Harbor, after they moved us into it. Nobody wants to be in there. But if somebody comes over here and like fucks with us, we're going to go and dominate them just like we dominate Japanese ass. And you know what? The Asians still haven't recovered for it. That's why they like white dick so much.
Oh my God. Look. So one of the things that's also interesting, and we actually, Jay, do we want to make this announcement now? Should we make it now? Let's read this. Let's read this Aaron Parnas tweet, and then as we wrap up this segment, we'll make the announcement. Okay.
Yes.
Aaron Parnas, who is the son of Lev Parnas, but Aaron Parnas is just a gigantic resistance lib, tweets out, NATO may refuse to impose a no-fly zone in Ukraine, but McDonald's just imposed a no-fly zone in Russia, and I'm loving it. Jay, I want to be shot. I want you to put me up against the wall, and
a no-fly zone.
It's time for NATO to catch up to McDonald's. Shoot me right in the fucking face.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like
Terrible.
That kind of stuff is just terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. It's cringe. It's fucking cringe. Oh my God.
So bad. In any event, what we're seeing right now happen in Ukraine is also interesting because, and I've noticed this from a lot of different reporters and journalists, because it seems to be hitting them harder. So you have the emotional response to Ukraine. You know, we're seeing people in Europe, women, children, innocent civilians being killed at the hands of the Russians and Russian forces, I should say. I'm not saying that all Russians are killing Ukrainians. But yeah, that's designed to elicit an emotional response. And when the more emotional you become, the less likely you are to be able to think rationally and reasonably. And
right.
I think there is some effort within, I think there is an effort within the United States corporate media. Okay, Jay, I think I'll let you hear this. I think there is an effort within the United States corporate media to broadcast as much horrific imagery as we can possibly see to try to elicit that emotional reaction and shift the Overton window to a point in which Americans, by public opinion, by and large, are clamoring for either the implementation of a no-fly zone or some advance or aggressive military intervention that gets the United States sucked into a war with Russia.
Right. And it's really crazy to me because here, hold on. I'm going to take this off because it's actually true. Like, this is not a conspiracy theory.
Oh no, this is definitely me. I just wanted to put it on.
The thing I wanted to mention was, if these people really cared about humanitarian crisis and things that are going on, why the fuck are we not like sanctioning the shit out of China? Why aren't we like really hounding it to China to change their ways, to force it? And especially the climate atrocities that they're doing as well. If all of this stuff is like really going to happen within the 14 months or like the fucking 5 years that they say, then what we really should be focused on is not Russia and what they're doing to the Ukraine, because that's not going to matter. What's going to matter is the world ending and what China is doing to end the world, and also what they're doing to the Uyghur Muslims and stuff. They don't care. This is not a humanitarian thing, because if they really did, instead of focusing on Ukraine 24/7, we would have done that already with China, especially after knowing what they're doing to the Uyghur Muslims and how there's another genocide happening right in front of our faces, and we're not doing anything about it.
I mean, look, I hate to like basically play, devil's advocate, because I think every tragedy deserves airtime. The United States, along with Saudi Arabia, has been engaged in a very bloody war in Yemen, and the only time it ever really got airtime was in 2015. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed there. It's still, we're still bombing the shit out of them. It's just because they're not a European country, all of a sudden, or they're not white, just because they're, they don't share Western values. They don't deserve any level of sympathy. I don't know, Jay. I mean,
I'm putting this on, but it's probably true. And the reason why they're not really looking into it is because when the stuff really happened in Yemen, when we really went over to fuck their shit up, it was during Obama.
Yeah,
and because it was during Obama and he won a Nobel Peace Prize and shit, they don't want to really talk about it. They don't want to put it in the forefront. But now that Saudi Arabia gave Biden the cold shoulder, they might actually focus on it a little bit more, because they turned away on him.
Just think about what's happening in Afghanistan. The United States has been gone for over 6 months, and their entire country has gone to shit. Everything about it that the Taliban has been operating on. There's no such thing as, women. Look, women already had a tough time in Afghanistan in the last 20 years. Think of how many steps back that entire country underwent in the last 6 months because the Taliban overtook the place. I mean, God, it's so fucking messy.
It's such a mess. And look, when it came to Afghanistan, I think our stance was 100% right. Essentially. And to Batia's credit, she also admitted it. It's like, look, you can be for it ending endless wars, but you can say the withdrawal was a complete fucking disaster. And also, keeping a presence there wouldn't have been as detrimental as a full-out war as they thought it would be, until we got everybody out. At the very least, until we got everybody out. But they didn't want it. The administration as it is now, I mean, like in the Trump era, it was, let's dunk on our enemies, let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And now in this era, it's like extremely like online. We have to look moral. I want this to win, like these retweets and all that kind of stuff. And it's just not working for them. It really isn't. It's not. We are so fucked.
Yeah. I just look, it's possibly the worst thing that we could go in. The worst direction that we could head as a country is getting ourselves involved in another war. We do not have the bandwidth for it. I don't even know if we have the morale to carry us to victory if we end up going toe to toe with Russia. I'm not saying that like the United States military isn't capable. They are, but I mean, we're dealing with another country that has a bigger nuclear arsenal than us, and I mean, that's playing with fire. That's playing with fire right there. I don't,
it is, and it's really,
it's just not for something like this. Okay. Mm-hmm. To do a preemptive strike the way that, say, like Senator Lindsey Graham is suggesting. And by the way, we have a clip of that. Let's fucking play
How
it.
does this end? Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service.
So, okay, not preemptive strike, but basically calling for someone within Russia
to assassinate
right. Vladimir Putin. And you know that if someone actually does that, they're gonna accuse that person of being an American spy. It's there's no basic way of avoiding a war at that point.
No, there isn't. There wouldn't be one. And these type of rhetoric and all that kind of stuff is absolute bullshit. And look, the American morale would be it would be strong if we were forced into the war. They would back us 100%. Like the American people's will would be there if they were after like our allies, if anything like that happened, any of that kind of stuff, they would be there. And especially if they attacked us personally. Like, for example, if they went in and blew up an American university, killing, hundreds of American citizens on purpose in the UK or in Poland or in Germany or anything like that, American morale would switch in a fucking heartbeat.
Right.
And we would go and fuck their shit up. Absolutely, totally. We would.
You have a 9/11 style attack that will definitely do that to a country.
Oh, it would. It would.
But if the United States initiated that shit, I'm telling you, you're gonna get the same, almost exact same backlash that happened to Bush under the Iraq War.
Absolutely.
2003.
Absolutely.
So, essentially.
100%.
All right, so let's move on real quick because we're actually capping ourselves. We don't want these episodes to go too long because we actually want you guys to not ditch us early because we love y'all. And we also we get lonely. We get lonely up here. So as the war in Ukraine is unfolding, and I can't play this clip because CBS News will definitely fuck our shit up. But Stephen Colbert on his show said today the average gas price in America hit an all-time record high of over $4 per gallon. Okay, that stings, but a clean conscience is worth $1 or two. It's important. I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla. And my first thought is go fuck yourself, Stephen Colbert.
Absolutely. That's 100% the right reaction.
Essentially.
Because
throw that back up. Go ahead, Jay.
No, because it's absolutely fucking dumb to think that we have to pay in order to punish Putin, or like this is worth it to punish Putin. No, it's not. These things have been happening before the war happened in the Ukraine, and it is an excuse that they're using. They're playing you. They're fucking playing. Like I had a meme that came up and it said, "Oh," and we told them it's your patriotic duty to pay $6 for fucking gas a gallon, and that's what it is here in California right now. It's $6 a gallon, and you have these
in some places it's $7. Yeah,
and you have these dumb fucks actually out there saying that, yeah, this is my patriotic duty. I will pay $6 a gallon. You're a fucking idiot. Anyone who actually believes this narrative that it is a patriotic duty to pay $6 a gallon for fucking gas, you are an idiot. You're a fucking dumbass. And I don't care who it is. It could be my mom. Yeah. It could be your mom. It could be fucking, the person I'm eating, the ass I'm eating later on tonight. You are a fucking idiot if you actually fucking think that paying $6 a gallon for gas is doing jack shit to Putin. You're a fucking idiot. You're so stupid. Like, I don't understand where they're thinking this was coming from, because they didn't even ban the oil when they were when they were saying this narrative. They weren't even banning the oil when they were saying this narrative. So we were just paying more money for gas.
It's like I feel like we are living in the times of like being brainwashed by a cult. Like first they like break you down, they mentally drain you and make you exhausted. And it is, let's just get right into it. Okay. Just zoom in on this. Okay. Leftism is a cult straight up, because what they do is they try to brainwash you into thinking that you need to depend on them. And then they fucking bankrupt you afterwards, because if you don't, you're not a patriotic American. You are a puppet of Putin. You are on the payroll of Putin, even though you're probably not making a fucking dime from Russia. If anything, your tax dollars are probably going to Russia up until earlier this week to pay for Russian oil. They are literally just they're bankrupting everybody. I don't know why Jay, I never judge anyone for their voting choices. I never judge anyone for what they do so long as it doesn't harm anyone. Until now. If you vote for a Democrat, I'm fucking judging you. It is no longer about whether you care about, equity or equality. Jay, these people, the Democratic Party, these people in the Democratic Party are literally working against American interests. And I think they're doing it.
Lib
I think they are doing this shit intentionally.
Look, we do have to mention this. We have to mention it. You were a fucking lib. Like literally. Not like a lib, but you were sort of a lib.
Look, I still define myself as a lib, Jay. I am a classical liberal. You know what that means, Jay?
That you take it up the ass.
That too. But also, if you were to boil down my politics into one central ethos, Jay, it is that I am pro-liberty, I'm pro-freedom. Okay? If the government does something that infringes on people's freedom and liberty, I'm against it. And if the government does something that at least expands or enhances people's freedom and liberty, which is very rare, probably the rarest I've ever seen, then I'm for it.
No, I'm with you on that. And also, it's not really to me. Look, this is gonna sound like we should have it on, but we'll probably take it off after I'm done saying it. They want you to suffer. They want you to be economically dependent on them. They want you to fucking fail. They want you to be on the fucking ground on your knees. They want to close down your businesses. They want to make sure your kids are brainwashed. They want to make sure you're paying fucking $15 a gallon because they want you to go buy electric cars from their fucking lobbyists and shit, because it makes no fucking sense to think that electric cars are any more planetarily fucking good for the environment, especially with what goes into them. And not only with what goes into them, how the fuck do you think the factories work? And how the fuck do you think you're getting electricity pumped into that car itself? They want you fucked. And they're so smugged about it, and they're saying it in front of your face. You had Pete Buttplug. Yeah, you had Pete Buttplug and his other guy that was out there talking about, you know what? If you're complaining about this, just go buy an electric car. You, as a single mother with 3 kids, drop fucking $50K
and a fucking
electric car.
Yeah, you're probably not even got a mortgage. You're probably renting, if anything, in likelihood.
Mm-hmm.
You're living check to check. There's no fucking way you're getting an electric car. Who the fuck do these people think they are? Who do they think they're talking to?
They're not. And not only that, the thing is, look, we just ordered a Mach-E. We just ordered a car, and we ordered it to come straight from the factory because we didn't want to pay $10,000 above MSRP if you get it now. $10,000 above MSRP. That means that the car would have been more than 70 grand. Where are these people coming up with that money, and how are they going to survive without a car for 7 months? So we decided look, I'm privileged. I'm lucky. I'm able to handle it. I can do it even being here in fucking California. And also it also pays to be working only 10 miles away from my house. But other people can't do it, especially here in California. People don't understand.
Working class, dude.
You're traveling more than fucking 20 miles to work and 20 miles back in order to survive and pay rent and pay your mortgage and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to do it anywhere else. They want you economically to suffer and to be at zero.
And the thing is, Jay, everything about it just reeks of elitism, and it's not even a left versus right issue anymore. It is literally a class issue. It is exactly what Bhatti was telling us about. They are dividing us by race so that we don't remember it's a class issue. It's the higher class versus everyone else. Okay, they want to retain the power. They want to retain that all the perks that come with being in these upper classes. So they're going to do everything in their power to try to stay there. If that means fucking everybody else in the lower classes, so be it. And they are telling on themselves time and again that they really don't give a fuck about you. And it drives me nuts. It's the only reason why I think we've gotten to the point of just, complete rot within American society. People have to, people are clamoring for the United States government to basically control every aspect of their lives because they can't do it on their own, and they're not getting help from anywhere. It's
Right.
insane.
It is. And it's exactly like, for example, I'm looking at him right now, George Alex Opolis. Is that how you say it? George Alex Opolis? Hold on.
Sure, why not? Let's just call him George Alex Opolis.
All right. I'm putting it in the private chat right now, the link. And
Alexopoulos?
Alexopoulos.
Yeah.
And he has some really fantastic political art that really is showcasing exactly what's going on right now and what's happening here. And you can see it here.
Hold on, Jay. That's you in the top left corner.
That is me. I don't know. I've never talked to Alex before. I don't know how he's gotten my likeness. Well, the only difference is there's no connecting. Like you can't, like I'm connecting my beard. He didn't get that part right.
Oh.
And as you can see here, and this was after what we were talking about, Stephen Colbert doing his fucking skit. And it's exactly what it is. He's like, an extra buck or two is a small price to pay for a clear conscience. And he flies away in his fucking chariot because he doesn't give a flying fuck. And it's the same thing with this. I forget this guy's name. I don't know, but Star Trek guy made it famous for him.
George Takei.
And that's why he has all his money. But you can see it here. You have a single mother with a kid. I mean, and the funny thing is, it's 512 here and it was 629 there. And that is only a week apart. It's a week apart. And you have him come in and say, we can endure higher prices to fight tyranny. Consider it your patriotic duty. And he drives off in his fucking SUV gas guzzling fucking car. And it's like that with every politician. With every fucking Democrat politician who says we have to fight climate change and all this kind of garbage bullshit.
Doesn't AOC drive a Tesla? I'm pretty sure
she does. But you know what's worse? John Kerry drives around in a fucking SUV gas guzzling fucking bulletproof car and flies around private jets while telling you, the normal citizen, the normal person, to go without, and your family to go without. They want you to make the sacrifices they're unwilling to make to pretend that they're a moral person, that they're morally sound.
They're a moral authority. And it gets worse. I mean, like, look, there's so many forces within the establishment, so many forces within the left and right that simply try to drive you insane. And I want you to go play that Kerry clip, Spencer. Play it.
If you think migration has been a problem in Europe from the Syrian war, or even from what we see now, wait till you see 100 million people for whom the entire food production capacity has collapsed. If you think migration...
So Kerry's full of shit. We already knew that, and we've known that for well over 20 years, ever since he really entered the national spotlight as a presidential contender. for the 2004 election. And I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. The gas thing isn't going away anytime soon. I can just imagine that if things don't change soon, you may have the biggest red wave we've ever seen. Probably bigger than what was that? What was that other big one? Was it 90, 96, 94? No. It was 94, right?
The biggest one? Maybe. Like a bigger one?
I think it was
94.
In any event, Jay, it's going to be a fucking, like literally everything is just going to shit. And the fact that gas is the first casualty, even though we've been talking about for the last year and change since Biden's gotten into office, how food prices were going up. I mean, they were, remember that tweet from the White House last year on July 4th? They're saying that the average family is now saving 16 cents on their fucking
hot dogs.
On the hot dogs and the July 4th food. And in December of last year, they're saying the price of gas went down fucking 2 cents, like this image, and then ever since then it went up. Look at that. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely
so
amazing.
Good. Like whatever this graphic is so great because they tried to zoom into it like as much as possible to show it like it was dipping a little bit. And we've had the price increases happen before this war came into place, and it's been fucking us up. We've had the price increases on food. We have inflation. We have now everybody stating that inflation that's going to come out, the report is going to be absolutely devastating. And then we have the gas prices. We had all of this kind of shit. And the funny thing is, before Biden became president, we were energy dependent. We were energy dependent on us, on America. The United fucking States was producing more oil than anyone else out there, then fucking Saudi Arabia, then Iran, then anyone over there.
And now Biden can't even get a fucking call back from the leaders of both Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates.
Right. Well, the UAE came back, but the thing is, I wouldn't take his call either if I was those countries, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna go suck Iranian dick. You know what? If you go suck some hooker's dick, I'm not gonna have you come suck my dick afterwards. That's not gonna happen. I don't need that.
Well, hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. You know, $20 is still $20. Okay, I'll still suck your dick.
Look, you and me are a different story. It doesn't matter what dick you suck. You can still suck my dick whenever. But what I'm saying is now becoming energy dependent is fucking embarrassing. When we're energy independent, it's fucking embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Like it's so crazy. And nobody is talking about this shit. Nobody is saying it. Nobody is bringing it up. Nobody wants to say. And then all of these stupid fucking liberals are like, yes, Zaki, you queen, dunk on Ducey.
It's a Saki bomb.
Fuck you guys. Fuck every one of these people. Like it's so garbage, and it's so.
But
in your
Jay,
face.
it better not be. It better be heterosexual sex, not gay sex, because you can't do that now in Florida. I'll get arrested. According to the libs.
According to the libs.
Yeah. So apparently Florida Republicans on Tuesday passed a parental rights bill that progressives have claimed is anti-LGBTQ. But absent from much of the discussion around the bill are the actual contents of the proposed legislation. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this bill. Everyone's been saying it. They've been calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. And every lib is basically like putting duct tape on their mouth with the words gay. You have Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself, tweeting out gay at least 69 times.
Very nice.
I mean, it's nice. But the bill, officially named Parental Rights in Education, bans school employees or third parties from giving classroom instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through third grade. Okay? Kindergarten through third grade.
What are those
What ages are those? Those are ages like 4 or 5 to about 8 or 9. Okay. So
I mean, that's
9,
pushing
9.
it. I mean, just because you were still in the 3rd grade at 12 years old doesn't mean that's an average. That's skewing it.
That's also true. So again, this is a bill about parental rights and education. And it passed the Florida Senate Tuesday. It passed the Florida House the previous month. It's been dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill by Democrats because they feel that it bans any discussion pertaining to being gay in state schools. Okay? All discussion. Any discussion, Jay. Any discussion. President Biden even weighed in on it. He called it a hateful bill in the tweet last month. And I actually can pull this up for you if you really want to look at it. This is back in February.
Pull it.
Pull it, babe.
Pull it.
Pull
Pull
that
it.
shit, baby.
Pull it. And that is what teachers have been telling fucking 5 and 9 year 5 and 8 year olds. Like,
so let me read this tweet.
So bad.
President Biden tweets out, I want, again, this is not him that tweets it out, okay? We already know. We've already established he doesn't know how to work a phone. He's too much of a boomer or part of the silent generation, whatever you want to say. He tweets out, and I'll read this in my Pakistani Desi accent. He says, I want every member of the LGBTQI plus community, especially the kids who will be impacted by this hateful bill, to know that you are loved and accepted just as you are. I have your back, and my administration will continue to fight for protection, safety you deserve. Now, Jay, what are the age of consent laws in the United States? What's like the lowest?
I think 16.
Age?
I think it's
Okay.
16. I think it is 16, yeah.
All right, so that's like 7 years beyond what this bill would be impacting. The bill is at the very oldest, 9-year-olds are affected by this bill. Is anyone clamoring for 9-year-olds to be sexually active? Anyone? I mean, besides groomers and pedophiles, and now libs.
It's some teachers in like California, liberal states and stuff. And the thing is, and it's really funny that the Don't Say Gay was a Democrat talking point. And what did the media do? They completely took it and ran with it. And then they want to come and say that they're unbiased, that they're actually giving you the what's going on, what's happening. I think DeSantis did it very well when he was talking to one of the reporters on it and telling like they're very dishonest. They're very dishonest about it. It's a bill stating that like you're not going to be talking about sexuality with fucking 4 to 8 year olds. 4 to 8 year olds. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you when you think that is what you're supposed to be doing? When you're supposed to be able to say, like, yeah, this is how 2 men have sex, or your sexuality is don't talk about boys, go and suck some guy's dick. Like, fuck you guys. It's
like they're coming. Yeah, Jay, it's like they're saying that you cannot. It's like they're saying you cannot speak about these matters at all in the state of Florida. That you will be sent to Gitmo if you say the word gay. That's how they're treating it.
That is exactly how they're treating it.
It is one of those things where, again, Jay, I don't know why they're fighting so hard for this, to be able to talk to children, school children, ages between 5 to 9, about sexual orientation and gender identity. Why would anyone try to fight for that so hard? What is there to gain? Unless it's for the pedo agenda, which honestly would make more sense. Are they all like even I even feel like Jeffrey Epstein would be like, whoa, that's way too much for me, buddy.
You gotta calm down a little bit. No,
yeah, chill the fuck out.
It's also for, like, in my mind, it's also for the alphabet agenda. It's for this distorted view on transgenderism, on non-binaryism, on gay, on lesbianism, on all of these different kind of isms you want to put in there. It's a very fucking distorted view on it. We have such a huge spike in people claiming to be trans or non-gender or any of these type of things who aren't this stuff. They are not. They are not trans. They're not gay. They're not non-binary. They're not any of this stuff. You are brainwashing kids at the age of fucking 5.
They are minors for a reason. They are minors.
Yes.
They cannot vote for a reason. They cannot go to war for a reason. They can't drink for a reason. They can't do anything for a reason without parental consent.
Because their minds are not
and even then
developed to handle it.
And even then, there are special restrictions on what parents are allowed to let their children do, because of course parents can be locked up for doing anything to their kids as well, or subjecting them to anything.
Exactly right. And doing these type of procedures that are irreversible to kids and to young adults is detrimental to their mental health. And I think we have a very, very huge mental crisis here because we coddle people into thinking that they're fucking special at the time that they take a fucking breath, that just for breathing, you're special. So no matter what it is you're going to say, we have to coddle that and say, you're right. Yes, that's you, and all of that kind of stuff. And I think it's sick. And I think we're making people even more sick.
We're running out of time here because we're trying to cap ourselves at 69 minutes. So let's go through some of the super chats. Why don't you highlight the super chats for us first, and then we'll go to all the other comments that you have starred, Spencer. Aesop 369, thank you for the $5. Says environmentalism is a religion where the rich get the poor to pay for their indulgences.
Oh my God, that is so good. That is exactly what it is.
Carlos says next Habibi Power Hour will include my reporting from the border. Can't wait. I don't know if anybody knows what's happening there. Maybe we will wait. But Jay, we actually have another announcement to make.
We do.
Yes. Put away the fucking super chat. Okay? Tomorrow, 3 p.m. East, 12 p.m. Pacific. We got a very special guest, Jay. Who do we have on tomorrow?
We got Glenn G.
Glenn G. You know who that Glenn G is? Glenn Geck. Glenn Geck is coming on. I'm kidding. It's Glenn. Glenn Greenwald.
The only
Glenn Geck. Glenn Greenwald. Glenn Geck Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald is going to be joining us live for a Rumble exclusive. That's right, Rumble exclusive. That means you can catch the live stream, the episode on Rumble only. And it'll be Thursday, 3 p.m. East, 12 p.m. Pacific. Tune in live. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about a lot about Ukraine, a lot about his reporting, and just get to know the guy a little. Yeah, just shoot the shit. This is what we like to do on a Thursday afternoon. Jay, what you doing out here with all this ass on a Thursday afternoon?
Ass on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. So Abe Eckstein, thank you for the super chat. Says the State Department is the reason your cousins want to nuke us. I don't know which cousins though. Russians? Do I have Russian cousins now?
I mean, they could have converted. A lot of Russians did convert. That's when our cousins fucked their asses during the.
Read the rest of them. I'm gonna go get Ernie.
Do it. So, Kinon 8787. Damn, at Siraj, my culture is not your goddamn prom dress, and that is very true. And I'm probably thinking he's talking about that very, very Florida-esque shirt. Max Toscanano, is this what Herbie fully loaded means? Absolutely. Absolutely. Put your loads in. Put your loads in, Kirby. Or Herbie. The one muffin. All rural people are like this, right? Rural people are like like what? Like this or like that? And fail.
Brought new meaning to the phrase rear-ending someone.
Absolutely right.
Nate Beebe says, is there a Habibi Bros MySpace account? Not yet.
We can make one.
We could.
Hakarat.
Says they still don't have working cameras in Pakistan. SMH, my head.
And this is how they shake their head. Frostbite.
You go ahead, Jay.
The fun part is when fact checkers say the U.S. doesn't have biolabs in Ukraine. We didn't say they belong to the U.S.
Sarah
It's
Higdon.
true.
Sarah says we found the rocks WMDs in Ukraine. That makes sense.
It does. And it's really funny because you have people, the same people who push the war for Iraq are doing the same shit right now. You have Bill, whatever the fuck his name,
Crystal.
Adam Two Finger, like comes on whatever, like it's the same shit. Jizz Finger, thank you.
Yeah.
Jizz Finger. It's so true. And it's the same people.
Yeah. Keep it going. Keep it going. We only got a few more minutes. Navy even says the Indian flight ended up going around Ukraine despite it appearing like they were about to Leroy Jenkins. That's disappointing, Navy. I wish you hadn't told me that. President Mitch says, I heard there was a McFlurry of activity at the Kremlin. Josh G says, I wouldn't pay $6 for a BJ from the VP or Sasaki.
Nope.
I'm
but
calling
you're
Cap.
gonna
Cap.
maybe Zaki.
Daniel Collins says, not NGL, not going to lie, Red Pilled Siraj is going to be lame AF. Daniel,
hey, he's just talking about talking about experience. That's what he's doing. He's talking about experience. Fuzzy, Habibi, my stepson. Jay, you think for the first time in the history of a Habibi Power Hour, you may something intelligent and coherent tonight? I'm hopeful. So, Fuzzy, as your mom is down here right now licking my balls, what you meant to say is that I may say something intelligent and coherent tonight. I'm hopeful. Look, don't worry. When your mom licks this taint, I get very intelligent. Chris Kinder, don't say James.
Yeah, that makes sense.
100%, essentially.
Carlos says the pedo agenda. Trademark it. I think Eliza Blue is the one who told me about the pedo agenda.
She is.
That would have to go to her.
It would. And I think her and my double teaming you has really got you into the black pill.
Yeah. Got a few more left. We only got a minute left. Sarah Higdon says, how funny would it be if Siraj had a fake cop bust in and arrest him for saying gay?
That would be such a good skit. Blake, bye. Also, thank you both for keeping your fucking shirts on. Oh.
There we go. Oh man, we only got 30 seconds left.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you
Anthony
very much.
We found the rocks, WMDs, and Ukraine, so therefore we should invade Greenland. Hell yeah.
Oh, not just invade, build a tower.
And then Fuzzy says, Siraj, will you please, for the love of God, go out and buy a decent camera, send Fuzzy to Bill? Yes, I could probably do that. And that's been it from us at Habibi Power Hour. I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Mujahed Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. East, 12 p.m. Pacific on Rumble. God, Glenn Greenwald. Love y'all. It's been 69 minutes. Peace it. Love y'all.